Welcome to Pages and Ideas, the channel where we explore great books that have influenced the world. Here you'll find summaries, analyses, and ideas that can change the way you think. If you enjoy books on economics, philosophy, psychology, and self-improvement, then you're in the right place. Today, we will discuss one of the most influential economic works of all time, The Wealth of Nations by Adam Smith. The book was published in 1776 and is considered the foundation of modern economic thought. Smith analyzes how markets regulate themselves, how wealth is created, and why the free market is so important for a nation's prosperity. His ideas have shaped economies worldwide and continue to be relevant today. Topic 1. Division of labor. The specialization of labor increases productivity and efficiency. Smith gives the example of a pin-making factory. If one worker tries to make a pin by himself, he will produce very few in a day. However, if the process is divided into smaller steps, with each worker specializing in a specific stage, production increases dramatically. This concept was key to the Industrial Revolution and the growth of economies. The division of labor allows businesses to operate more efficiently and reduce costs. We see this idea applied today in large companies, factories, and even in our daily lives. Without the division of labor, progress would be much slower, and economies would not be able to grow as rapidly. Smith understood that specialization is the key to economic development, and this principle remains fundamental to economics today. Topic 2. The Invisible Hand. Adam Smith introduced the concept of the invisible hand, one of the most famous ideas in economics. His core belief was that when people pursue their own self-interest, they unintentionally contribute to the overall well-being of society. This happens because entrepreneurs, producers, and consumers make decisions based on their needs, and through this system, economic growth emerges. A characteristic example is how businesses operate. A businessman wants to increase his profits. To achieve this, he must offer high-quality products and services at competitive prices to attract customers. If his products are too expensive or of low quality, consumers will turn elsewhere. This competition drives businesses to become more efficient, innovate, and provide better products. At the same time, consumers gain more choices and an improved quality of life. Thus, even though the businessman acts out of self-interest, he inadvertently strengthens the entire economic system. Smith believed that this self-regulation of the market works best without excessive government intervention. The state should have a regulatory role, but should not directly interfere in business transactions. When governments impose excessive restrictions, they stifle growth and innovation. The invisible hand is considered the foundation of modern capitalism, explaining why free markets can create wealth and improve living conditions. However, this idea has also faced criticism, as in some cases, the market can lead to inequalities and injustices if there is no regulatory framework. Nevertheless, Smith's fundamental message is that the economy functions most effectively when individuals have the freedom to innovate and compete. Topic 3. The nature and origins of wealth. Before Adam Smith, the dominant economic theory was mercantilism. According to this theory, a nation's wealth was measured by how much gold and silver it possessed. Governments sought to increase their reserves through trade restrictions, tariffs, and protectionist policies. Smith changed this perception and introduced a new way of thinking about wealth. He argued that real economic power does not lie in gold reserves, but in the production of goods and services, and in a society's ability to trade these goods. An example illustrating Smith's theory is the following. Imagine two countries. The first has enormous gold reserves, but produces very few goods. The second has a strong industrial and agricultural system, producing food, clothing, machinery, and services. Which of the two is truly wealthy? Smith would argue that the second country, the one that has production and trade, is the truly powerful one. Wealth, therefore, is not something static, but something that is constantly created through labor, production, and exchange. Countries that invest in education, technology, and infrastructure develop faster and gain greater economic strength. This fundamental idea still influences economic policies today. Countries that encourage innovation, new businesses, and free trade see their economies thrive. In contrast, economies that rely on strict controls and closed borders often face recessions and stagnation. Smith demonstrated that a strong economy must be based on productivity and growth, not on hoarding wealth without real value. This theory remains central to every discussion on economic development and how nations build prosperity. Topic 4. Free market and competition. Adam Smith believed that the free market is the most efficient way for an economy to grow. In a system where businesses and consumers can trade without restrictions, competition acts as the driving force of progress. When businesses compete, they strive to provide better products and services at lower prices to attract more customers. This leads to innovation, improved quality, and reduced production costs. In contrast, in an economy where the state controls everything, there is little incentive for growth, since businesses do not need to improve to survive. A great example is the difference between centrally planned economies and free markets. In centrally controlled economies, the lack of competition often results in low-quality products, slow growth, and little motivation for advancement. In free markets, businesses that fail to adapt to consumer needs lose ground and eventually disappear, allowing more innovative and efficient ones to thrive. This mechanism enables the economy to grow naturally without excessive government intervention. However, Smith did not advocate for a complete absence of government. He believed there should be a regulatory framework to ensure fair competition and prevent monopolies. Topic 5. The role of government in the economy. Although Smith believed that the free market is the key to economic growth, he was not entirely against government intervention. Instead, he argued that the state has 3 essential roles necessary for a well-functioning economy. 1. Protection from external threats. The government must maintain a strong military to protect the nation from attacks and external dangers. 2. Maintenance of justice. A fair legal system is necessary to ensure that transactions are conducted transparently and without fraud. Without laws and courts, businesses and individuals could not trade safely. 3. Public works and infrastructure. Smith recognized that some services and projects, such as roads, bridges, and education, cannot be efficiently developed by the private sector. The government should invest in these areas to improve the quality of life for citizens and support economic growth. These 3 roles demonstrate that the government should not disappear from the economy, but act as a regulatory force that protects stability and the proper functioning of the market. The problem arises when the government intervenes excessively and restricts the free market, leading to stagnation and inefficiency. We've reached the end of our first analysis of the wealth of nations by Adam Smith. We explored how the free market, competition, and the role of government shape the economy and continue to influence our world today. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel for more book analyses that challenge the way we think. Would you like to see more topics from this book in a second part? Let us know in the comments if you want part 2.